It's working. Okay, go live. Moments of truth. I'm gonna try this again. Hello. Okay, why is this not working? Oh, it is working! Yay! Okay, progress. Hey, if you see a question come up in the chat, can you let me know? All right. Woohoo! Technology. Working for me. And you. All right. And I'm going to consecrate the hell out of this shit because nothing is working tonight. So, there we go. All right. Ready? I'm doing magic.
Okay.
Hail beer. Hail the earth. Hail the ancestors of this place.
Well, if I knew.
Okay.
This
is when I get my Cohen husband helping me with magic. So, we are going to be using Mosaic digital divination system without a microphone.
Did you try just plugging the microphone straight into the amp?
Oh no, it's XLR. This doesn't have an XLR input. It just has.
That sucks.
Yeah.
You got that
Yeah.
other
I have
amp.
USB-C and I have XLR. But anyway, I am live streaming right now from the Charlotte Fringe Festival 2023. We've been trying to get technology to work for a couple hours. So hail Mercury and all your retrogrades. So this is a new instance of Mosaic, and the first thing we're going to do is consecrate it. You can download Mosaic for free, by the way, at mosaicdivination.com. And so we're going to consecrate it. There is, in fact, that website. And I'm going to call this, after I drag in this image, let me go find this. It's on my desktop because I made it ahead of time because I'm organized. Look, it's the Boom logo, basically, kind of. And I'm going to call this Boom CLT. Actually, I'll spell it right, Boom CLT. And I will call this Fringe. So I'm going to write in the description, Fringe, Experimental, the Arts, Community, the ancestors of this place, this time, and Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and consecrate it and cast the chart. And here is the chart. Now, before I actually start doing any divination, I'm going to go ahead and read a question. So, anybody who'd like a divination, you can come up close. We do it privately, but it's also live stream, so it's not that private. So, because my microphone didn't work. So the first question is, oh gosh, this is like one after my own heart. Whoever wrote this question, I love you for this question. Will the benefits of AI technology outweigh the cons? Oh. Well, I have my opinions, and I'm sure whoever wrote the question does too. But let's see what Mosaic says. So we will go ahead and shuffle, and I will focus on the question. So will the benefits of AI technology outweigh the cons? Will the benefits outweigh the cons? And I'm going to give this a time limit. So I'm going to say 5 years. That seems like a good, it's kind of scary time frame. So over the next 5 years, I'm just clarifying, will the benefits of AI technology outweigh the cons? And the chart is forming. All right, now there's a bunch of different ways of reading Mosaic. In this case, because this particular question actually has to do with technology, one of the things I can do is look for one of the technology-related icons. So typically I like to start in the middle and work my way out. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead to the PCB, which is a chip, right? And this represents technology, computers, digital communication, the internet, and complexity. So I'm going to start from there. And what I can do is I can radiate up and out. Now, the way this works is the icon itself is blue, which stands for water, it's emotions, but behind it, it's yellow in a context of intellect. And I think there is this question of tension between our fears, our emotional reactions to things, also our emotional hopes, and then the sort of cerebral realm of stepping back and looking at things analytically. Now, this connects up to the heart, which can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. For some reason, I'm thinking about this biologically, particularly because it's against fire and will, but it's this tension of the intellect and the body. And I can also chase this the other way. So there's this snail, which suggests slowness. I also see it as tilting at windmills sometimes. And it ends and terminates on this side. So let's go ahead and I'm going to chase this down a little further. So then the heart is connecting up to the tree. And the tree is ancestors, but it's also slow growth and community. And mushrooms, it terminates off in the mushrooms. Ooh, which is really interesting with the tree. Now, if you're frazzled like me and trying to do a divination and technology hasn't been working all day, you can look in the little white book on the side and sort of evaluate this. So the heart connects to vitality, passion. The snail, again, is slow and steady progress. The tree can be associated with strength and resilience. And mushrooms, right? Composting, physical and magical, both. Transformation, entheogens. I like the fairy association. So if I was going to start here with this PCB and connect it to the heart, I think we're going to be driven by emotion and also this fiery will behind it. So we're going to be using rhetoric that serves our purposes more than actually stepping back and looking at things analytically, which is a little unnerving to me with any technology that might affect society, but hey, what else is new? But this is also connecting back to this tree, this idea of slowness and resilience. And I think my hunch is that one of the things we're going to see from this rapid development, and especially generative AI, is that it's going to push a lot of us back to reconsidering slow things, getting back to the earth. And actually there's earth, this green, behind these mushrooms. So there's so much in this path that's cerebral with the yellow air, but then the slowing down and ending up in the sort of northern sphere in the earth. I think it's gonna actually maybe potentially inspire a renaissance and interest in gardening. Obviously mushrooms seems to be an implication here. I definitely see this in my son's generation and friends I know. A lot of people are sort of getting re-excited about mushroom hunting and gardening. And this is something we've sort of seen for a while. So maybe this isn't so much about whether the technology is going to have a pro or a con, but it's going to be a side result of it. Now, I take a little hope from this snail with emotional water behind it, but also intellect in the center, because it's sort of ending this question really abruptly and saying, hey, you know what, actually this is going to slow down. It's going to slow down because we're going to get scared, but it's going to be driven by intellect. So this is not what I would have expected. I would have thought, Skynet was just going to be around the corner maybe. But actually this is suggesting that maybe we will have this capacity to slow down, and in tandem with that, we're actually going to reinvestigate the earth. Another possibility, another way of interpreting this would be to suggest that generative AI is actually going to be used to help us solve some of these sustainability issues and questions that we're really, really struggling with, both nationally in the US, but really globally. So if we can leverage generative AI to help us solve some of these really critical sustainability problems in the physical material world, well, then I would argue, yeah, obviously the pros are going to vastly outweigh the cons. And I think that's something that a lot of people are really hoping towards, that there is a lot of focus on generative AI as being a great equalizer in a lot of ways. So this actually reads weirdly hopeful to me. All right, let's go back to the bucket and read another question. We're running out of questions because we got two and my microphone's not working, so nobody knows what I'm doing. But I'm drinking beer and talking to myself. And my husband's shooting video of me. I'm gonna flash him some. I'm showing him my thigh.
Wait,
Doesn't matter.
wait, do that again. I can zoom in.
I got to do the teacher thing.
Okay.
Our poor 15-year-old is so embarrassed. He's like asleep on a table. Like, please make this all stop. All right. So, what I'm going to do, because this is a really slow divination system. Maybe this next question I'll do a different type of reading. But I'm going to go ahead and quit out of this. And then I'm actually going to reopen Mosaic. And notice that this time it doesn't give me the consecration option. That's because this instance of Mosaic has already been consecrated. And it's consecrated to the Boom Festival. So I'm going to go ahead and cast another chart. It shows you all the tiles for a moment. Let's see. All right. Oh no, medical question. People see a doctor. Right, that's my first thing. See a doctor. But I'll go ahead and do the reading. All right. What does it mean if my mole is on the right side of my face? Oh wait, it's not a medical question. What does it mean? What does it mean if the mole is on the right side of my face? I have like a scar from when I had chicken pox on the left side of my face, and I never thought about the symbology of that. So now I also want to know. I don't know who this person is who asked this question, but this is a good question. So, what does it mean if my mole is on the right side of my face? All right. What does it mean if the mole is on the right side of my face? And I wish whoops, I'm not going to spill beer on my computer. Hold on. They did like a really lovely little like drawing of themselves. I don't know if that's like showing up in this or not. So it's cute. So I have a little bit of an idea of who they are and what they look like. So let's go ahead and shuffle. What does it mean if the mole is on the right side of my face? What does it mean if the mole is on the right side of my face? What does it mean if the mole is on the right side? All right. Okay. So, oh, look at this. Guys, check this out. What's the eye, watching, being watched, keeping an eye on something, paying attention, eye of God, connection to the divine. Okay, I'm just gonna point that out. That's kind of rad. All right, so in this case, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do what I'm more used to doing. I usually don't start with a particular tile and then read out from the tile. I usually start in the middle and work my way out. So I tend to see things as sort of the middle plane of the world going this way. Then you have the celestial realm, and then you have the chthonic realm. So these are our ancestors, gods and spirits below the ground. These are spirits of the air, spirits above you. I would argue also ancestors, but in a different way. But at any rate, what I then start to do is read from the center outwards. So I'll look towards the right as the future, towards the left as the past, going up as the celestial realm, and then going down into the chthonic. Before I start doing a reading like this, one of the things I'm noticing is there's a lot of fire in this, and I'm just gonna peek. So if you don't have anything selected and you go to the little white book, it'll tell you the percentage of fire. So there's like 36% fire in the background, which is pretty, not like, it's random, so it should be, fairly even split, but that seems pretty significant. The thing I didn't notice before is that there's a lot of air in the foreground. So whoever this person is, I would love to see their natal chart. Just saying. But there is this sort of fiery element to them, this cerebral, airy element to them. So I'm going in with that little bit of context. Okay, so this eye, also the fact that it's upside down, and that it's paired on both the present and the past, suggests that this is. I'm just gonna go with my gut here, old-fashioned readings. That this is a mole that they were born with. That it's not something that's new. I'll start with that. It's also something that they're interpreting. They're asking a question about it being on the right side of their face. This is sort of suggesting that's the wrong question, maybe, that there's something about, like, what is the hidden symmetry? Like, what is the other thing that we're not seeing on the left side of the face? Or, I don't know. It's just sort of a hunch there. So I'm going to then go upwards, and we have the hourglass into the north. And so again, I feel like this is sort of drilling home the point that this is a mole that they were born with. That, one way to what you were born with. And then going south, there's the little girl, and she's got sunflowers. And for me, she really is sort of the sun. Hey, I'm doing readings, if you want. Yeah, you can put your question, and then I can actually read to you like a normal person and not shout. But it's live streams too, so
Okay,
it's like.
I wanted to press the space to clear. I was like, I'm gonna press that.
Do you want to press it on here?
I do.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna sidestep this. Yeah, actually, if you want to do a reading, I'll let you shuffle it, and then.
What kind? Like a tarot?
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
Tarot. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. Take your time. I'm finishing up another reading and I don't know where the person went, so I'm like just talking to my computer about the reading. So festival readings. But yeah, so this, especially because it's in the southern sphere and sort of focusing in on the kind of getting towards your ancestry, again, that would sort of imply the parentage, but that it's going back up to the celestial realm. It makes me sort of wonder if maybe she had ancestors or family members in the past who also had a mole on maybe that side of the face. Maybe like a great grandmother, or if she's got cousins or nephews or nieces. That's my gut.
You also have another one in there.
Oh, there's another one on here. Yay. Oh, Amy Hale. Oh, and Bunny Hop. Oh, yay. Sorry, I'm just seeing this. Yeah. Oh, yay. All right. Oh, and Corey. Oh my gosh, sorry. All my favorite human beings being amazing. Okay, that makes me really happy. Anyway, so with these, then you can keep chasing these down. So in this case, because this terminates in itself, which is really interesting, I've never actually seen that in a spread before. I think my hunch is that there's a little bit more to the question that I probably need to know. Like, it's my thought. Oh yeah, I'm following this raven down and connecting up with the sun. Look, and the sun is looping right back there. That's really interesting. There's something really cyclical about this that's suggesting that either it's a trick question, that there's nothing, it's just a mole, or there's maybe some really important information about the family there, maybe ancestry. The raven, depending on your, oh man, see, look at this. This is, what? Like, there's this really interesting, look at that. So it starts to form these shapes, which is also really fascinating. And the pentacle is associated with earth. The cup is associated with water. But again, there's so much fire in this, in the background. Maybe this person is worried about cancer. I don't know. Like, that's when I hear questions about moles, that's where my brain goes. But maybe it's also something that they're really passionate about that relates again to this sort of earth up in the celestial sphere. Makes me think that maybe there's some family history or ancestry connection with this. So I really wish this person was around because I would have questions just to follow up and sort of help me clarify the reading. But that's what I got. All right, now. We have, oh, hi, Andrea. Feel free. Oh, those of you on YouTube, feel free to just chat in any questions. That's it. All right, so let's go ahead and clear that. I'll quit back out, and I will open back up for the next reading.
Yay.
Do you want to pull up a chair?
Yes.
All right.
My
Wait.
goodness.
Oh yeah. Where's a chair?
I had multiple questions. I have 2 questions.
Oh yeah. Bring it. Sorry, all the cables.
The ground is super cool.
Oh, okay.
Chair.
Hello. Hello,
What?
Claire.
Hello, I'm Heather. How are
I'm
you?
Lindsay. How
Good
are
to
you?
meet you. Oh gosh. So what do we have here? Which one do you want to start with?
Either.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Well, I first feel like, hang on, this one will be good, and then this one will entail the next one.
Oh, okay. All right. Excellent. So what will my next life entail? Hopefully everything I desire, as one always hopes. So next life meaning like next phase of your life, or like literally next life in case you're a reincarnation type?
Both.
Oh, okay. Let's narrow it down. Just otherwise, like Mosaic will be here for like hours.
Okay, so let's do
Maybe just phrase your question how you want.
the next afterlife? Because then you can answer
Oh, yeah, maybe I should read this.
that.
Will I be a unicorn in my next life? And will I have a lot of sparkles? I mean, maybe you already are one now. I'm just going to, like, I'm not even going to read on that. I'm like,
You're like, you read that more.
I mean, come on. Look, you're doing digital divination. Obviously, that makes you automatically a unicorn with lots of sparkles. Look, your phone even has sparkles.
Exactly.
So, yeah. But I think let's
Okay,
go ahead
well,
and dive
then-
in anyway.
Then let's just talk about my next phase of my life.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Because you are a unicorn now. Clearly, you'll be a unicorn until you decide you want to be a dragon
I like
with
dragons.
sparkles. I
Yeah.
mean, you know. So anyway,
I want fire sparkles.
okay, that obviously. Hello! Oh my gosh! Sorry, my former students are here. I'm live streaming. Hello! Hey! If you want to write questions, we have like a cup where you can write questions, or you can just like hang out and then like we'll just
Hi,
like
Henry.
ask them normally. Yeah. So this is Mosaic.
Hi,
This
Mosaic. I love you all.
this was software made by Trey Henry. I did the art for it. We collaborated a little on some of the structure, but and you can download it for free. It's just, we just like making divination things.
Is it
So
on Apple?
Mac, Windows, and PC, not mobile,
Okay,
but,
okay, but
sorry,
eventually.
Mac, Windows, and Linux.
Okay, I
So-
have Mac.
Yeah, so it totally works on Mac. So you first see the tiles, and then I'm going to let you shuffle by dragging around the moon,
Oh my God.
and focus on your question about what is your next phase of your life going to
What
entail.
if I have a different question?
Oh,
in my
then
mind?
yeah, just ask me, so then I can interpret it better.
The person's here. I don't want.
Oh yeah, we can make. You can use the pseudonym.
Is it meant to be
Is it meant to be?
with the person
Okay,
that I'm
this
here with?
is like classic divination, solid material. Is it meant to be? Is it meant to be? And then when you're ready, bam. Up and just check in. All right. So, is it meant to be? So this is one I was saying before. The top half is like the celestial. The bottom is the chthonic, so under earth. So spirits, ancestors, if you want to break it down that way. And then this side of it is the future, and this side is the past. And this is the special consecration card where we consecrated it to Boom Festival, because obviously that's why we're here. So I'm going to focus on the future. So this is the center points where we're at now, and looking towards this direction would be the future direction. So this is the crossroads, which implies that the question is implied in that you're not sure, you're like, is it or is it not? Or they're asking, is it or is it not? But it sounds like you're asking, is it or is it not?
Like purple.
Yeah, no, this is crossroads. You got to make a decision. Well, let's see what it says about that. So the next is the hourglass, and one thing is that this is using elemental color correspondences that you find in a lot of tarot. So red is fire, is will. Yellow is air and intellect. Water is blue and emotions, and then green is the earth and sort of material world. So
What is this color?
so this is, yeah, I know, it's like we were trying to keep it like
grounded.
calm, and it ended up being very 1970s. This is an air hourglass on an air background. So and both the foreground and background colors are randomized as you're shuffling, so it's different every single time.
Yeah.
So this is suggesting that maybe there's a time pressure on this question that you're trying to like cerebrally like ask yourself, is it meant to be? Is it not meant to be? Where is it going to go? And it does suggest that there's like some time pressure that's like, and something you're trying to like rationally work your way through, or you've been in it for a while and you're like, why are we doing, like there's this implication that time is part of the reason why this question is
Or
relevant.
like, what if it's like we just have to wait? Like,
Yeah, that could be. Actually, so let's keep going. So yeah, and actually the next one is the tree. These are the roots of the tree, and this is the crown of the tree. And again, it's air on air. So like maybe, there's nothing, I haven't seen anything really fiery in this yet. So it is suggesting that like you need to be using your brain rather than you're just like, are you Sagittarius? No.
Sagittarius rising.
Oh, okay. All
I'm a
right.
Capricorn.
Oh, yeah.
Sun and Moon, Sagittarius rising.
Okay, there you go.
Love
yeah.
that. Love
yeah.
that you could tell.
I am. So I'm just like, where are my people? No, but yeah. So everything about this, the blue in the background of the crossroads means that you have a lot of emotions about this. You're feeling it, but you're using your intellect to sort of process out the next steps. And the tree roots, like there's a slowness to it, but also there's this suggestion of family ancestry, of thinking about the different relations in your communities. So thinking about that rationally, and that might be part of the slowness of it that you need to lean into. If we keep chasing this down, so we could go the other direction on the crossroads too.
I'm liking this because
Is he not back? Or she not back? They not back? We're looking for a person.
So I just met his friends for the first time, but he's met my friends all the time. So it's
so now it's like, okay.
But we're just both we're friends.
Oh, one of the friend zones?
No.
Oh, no.
There's more.
Okay. Well, I mean, friend zone means a lot of different things.
No, because we put yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. I'm loving this reading.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay, cool. Here we go. So this is one of my favorite tiles, just because I'm a maniac. The next one is Coyote. Coyote is blue, is going back to water, and Coyote is actually grounded in earth. And the thing that's really interesting about that to me is that Coyote, so there's a little white book, so we can cheat if we ever need help.
Yeah.
And whatever tiles you have selected, you can go down and check this out. So Coyote is a trickster. He's a vigilante of folk justice, but he's also hubris. He's the Fae. He's Anubis in America is how I see him. The southeastern Coyote. I feel like the southeastern Coyote is really different than the southwestern Coyote. Animal behavior wise, but just magically too. So anyway, Coyote though, he meets justice, right? So there is this element of, and he does it however it's gonna take, so, but the fact that it's grounded in this emotion and also grounded in material earth, this sort of suggests that there's gonna be a tension point for you where you're gonna be like, okay, we need to problem solve this intellectually. I'm going to try to be distant and objective about this, and that at a certain point your emotions are going to be like, no, I need something concrete and material, and so the thing to just be aware of that maybe keep building this tree. That the airy tree seems really positive to me, because then he ends up in biohazard and material biohazard. So it sounds like there will be a point where the ambiguity of things might become so frustrating for you that you sort of flip an emotional table that ends up materially changing a relationship. So
in a good way, positive way.
Well,
you're well.
So the next one after that is the stag, and the stag is fiery in a fiery background. That's a lot of emotional energy without thought at all, and it's also very masculine, so there is this sort of martial kind of.
He's more emotional than I am, and I'm a fucking Sagittarius / Capricorn.
Oh, so it might be him flipping the table. That could be him flipping the table.
In a good way or a bad way? In a fiery way.
The biohazard makes me nervous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he already did that.
Oh, right.
Huh.
So
is this the future?
So this is the past, actually. Yeah. So this latter half, we're digging into the past now.
He already did it.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago.
Was there some email or communication or letter writing involved in that, or
There was text and actual him telling me in person.
Whoa.
In person a few things that I was WTF, bro.
Okay, yeah.
And he was the one. He's I don't want to be the one. He didn't want to hang out this one time. I was listen, just come.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about the emotions,
Right.
etc.
Yeah.
Guess who did? He brought it up. I was
Oh,
no bitch,
yeah.
no bitch.
Yeah.
a
'Cause-
Capricorn. I'm good about that shit.
This next one is like the pen and ink. So like writing, communication. It can be art too, but like
It was an art thing.
Oh, okay, all right.
Where we went to this art thing, and then afterwards we went to karaoke, and that's when he like.
Yeah.
But there was texting involved too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because it's blue, so it's very emotional and like.
Yeah, it was definitely.
Okay.
And that's the past, right?
Yeah, that's a past.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's where it terminates. So,
Okay.
does it terminate? Oh, yeah. Okay, now it terminates. There was something maybe with money, also some stress about money. Okay, yeah, then never mind that one. So anyway, so that's just following that one train of the crossroads. We could follow this other half of the crossroads, which this is still in the past. There's a book involved, and it's emotional. It's about learning. Are either of you in like school or like?
He's a lawyer.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I've been
That could be
reading The
study.
Alchemist. I love The Alchemist. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. So okay, yeah. That's okay. This feels like maybe because this is still in the past too. I think this like first section here, like closest to this center tile, is really sort of the crux of the question. Now it's sort of getting off into speculations about things.
Yeah.
Because
Can
I
we
mean,
go to the future?
yeah. So one thing, actually, let me clear this. So another way to read this is like, this is your present circumstance. So we have this crossroad. This is looking towards the future. And like typically you follow chains along this, which is sort of what we did before.
Yeah.
But what I can do is sort of look at this as like, this is the near future, and this is slightly further future. And so if I just follow this track, this is the Boom Festival. So obviously we're right here. Right, yeah. And this is right next to each other, but it suggests that maybe you guys are going to have a big conversation, either not necessarily tonight, but like soon, like very soon, about things that happened tonight. Okay. So it's grounded in green, and Corey has a question.
Hi, Corey.
Corey's like coyote.
Where are you?
Okay, all right, we're back. Sorry, let me tell them. Sorry. Wi-Fi glitch. Okay, here we go. We're back. I think, hopefully. So anyway, so yeah, this doorway. It's a red door, so this is like transitioning, moving forward, gateways, portals. It's pretty self-explanatory. It sounds like there's going to be a lot of like passion about that, but like, but it's also still grounded. Yeah. So that's actually kind of a nice thing. Like, I think it's useful to have, especially in relationships. Like, you know, passion about things, and the will to make change and the will to do things. But like, it contextualized in larger like pragmatic realities. So that's actually a really nice thing. The handcuffs, don't let the handcuffs scare you necessarily.
Oh, that makes me excited.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I mean, like, there is this like implication of imprisonment, obviously. But if you think about
what about because I'm very much into being dominated. So
yeah. Okay. I mean, that's the thing. Like any divination reading, like you're gonna have your own kind of takes on things and reads on things. So like, if that has a meaning for you, trust your own meaning first.
Okay.
So and then this gets back into the past again. So but I mean, there you go.
It's like a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think you have some conversations coming up.
I'm sure.
And that'll be good.
Yes.
Talking's good.
Yes. Thank you so much. You're fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah.
Hannah Banana, give me 1 second. How do I get your? Can I just like you have a?
Yeah, a
QR
thing.
code,
I know. I like don't even know what the QR code means. You can scan it. I have no idea what it does. Maybe it'll get you into something.
Sweet. Okay. And it's called Mosaic?
Yeah, Mosaic divination. There's like a sign on one of the chairs. So take a picture of that, but download it. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Okay. We have questions on here. Okay. 87. Okay. Also 93. All right. What do we have? I have a question. What should I focus on? This is from Corey. What should I focus on to learn the most during my trip? Ooh, what should I focus on the most? Wait, what should I focus on to learn the most during my trip? Okay, all right. Corey, we're doing you next.
So how's this work?
I'm doing a reading for Corey right now.
Nice.
Yeah. So actually, here, take a seat, hang out.
I mean, do I need to ask it a question?
Well, no, I'm answering Corey's question right now.
You can ask live
yeah.
in person.
But you can ask me a question and I'll read you a question. All right, so I'm gonna launch up Mosaic. It is already consecrated. It has a 50th tile, which is that guy, the Boom Festival logo. So it's consecrated to the festival.
Okay.
And then Corey, I know Corey's like, yeah. Okay, girl, hot coyotes. All right. I'm gonna ask your question and shuffle. So shoot your juju at me, girl. You know I love it. All right. So I'm gonna read the question again. What should I focus on to learn the most during my trip? Should I focus on to learn the most during my trip?
Is Corey one of your students?
She is a friend of mine who used to live in Charlotte. Now she lives far away.
Okay.
Yeah, that's sad. All right, so Corey, there's like a time delay on this I'm noticing. So just type in and like I'll.
If you're on the phone with somebody.
Oh no! I'm live streaming this.
Okay, got it.
Oh snap, Corey. Okay, I was hoping for one of these. So you got a perfect match, which like Trey did the statistical analysis of different kinds of matches, and like anyway, it doesn't happen often, so that's really rad. So this is a water and water, and the pentacle obviously is earth associated. I mean, you know this, Corey. So that's really interesting to me. Like, I mean, I'd normally be inclined to start, in the center and work my way out. But because of this match with water and water, I don't know what the nature of your trip is, but if there's something that's like an emotionally significant to you that you're thinking about focusing on and learning, I would focus on that. Absolutely. Like, that's like, seems like a really hard, like, do this. So if that has some other meaning for you, like, rock on with that.
Hey! It's hard to keep up.
How you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing okay.
Oh. Sorry, I'm live streaming. Hi, this is my friend Krista.
Hi.
I know.
Are you giving a tarot reading or something?
Yeah, it's Mosaic. This divination system.
Oh.
Yeah. I know.
I want one.
Yeah, I'll read you one.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So
Okay, keep going.
I'm doing Corey right now. Oh, you're having a friendcation in the desert? Well, fuck. Yeah. Okay, let's focus on that then. So friendcation in the desert. Yeah. I mean, obviously. Sorry, I keep looking at my phone. You're right there. Yeah. No, I think the fact that it's a pentacle makes me think that there are really practical things and grounded things about those friendships that need that kind of loving attention, right? I don't know what those things might be. I'm trying to think of like an example, just on the abstract. Like, okay, no, here we go. So like, if you have a friend who you see once a year, maybe, and you're realizing that it's a strain on the friendship and you really want to see that friend like twice a year, use this time to make those practical plans, but also have those conversations about the logistics of it. So like, if it's just financially not possible to do that, come put your heads together and really think about, okay, what are the practical, pragmatic things you can do to nurture that emotional relationship you have with those people. So that's, I don't know, like, I'm looking around to see if there's like another card I could start with, because this does feel like something, since I know now it's a friendcation in the desert, it's sort of tempting to like look at, which one am I looking for? Sorry, it's really loud because it's a Fringe Festival. Yeah, like the raven. Ravens being, really social animals. It's sort of tempting to start there. But, honestly, with just the pentacle as a double, ravens, yeah, like, let me clear that guy. Witchcraft, I don't know. Wait, that does track. I'm just, like, seeing if, oh gosh, wait. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought because it's really loud here all of a sudden. Yeah, it's not like there's not a particular card that's really leaping out to me in terms of friendship. I feel like I'm being blind to something. But yeah, I mean, a lot of these are about different types of relationships. There are ones about travel. Okay, so actually, airplane. Hey, airplanes associated with travel, of course. And again, that's material. It's green against a yellow. I know it's brown, but it's a yellow background. It's cerebral intellect. One thing I would say is maybe put work behind you as you do that. I keep looking at the phone. I'm going to keep looking here. Put work behind you. You might need to do a little bit of extra practical work before you leave so that you can do that. I'm looking at the green of the airplane. But that seems more like concretely about the travel rather than like what you're going to focus on. If I continue on to the anchor is blue against a green background, and the anchor in this case, because now that I know it's about friendships, but also connects back to the pentacle, the anchor can be the thing that sort of grounds you, that focuses you on one place. It keeps you from drifting. So, and actually, there's this thing about inflexibility in it, but in this context, especially being grounded in earth, I would see this as something that's like going to really use this time to really focus on anchoring yourself, like longer term, maybe even. And then that anchor continues on to the fairy dog. So this is the white hound, the white dog. We have a black dog in here too. Where'd the black dog go? There's the black dog. So the white dog we associate with like the realm of the fae, the fairy queen, elfame, potentially trickery. The fact that the dog is green though really makes me think that it's a fairy realm thing. So I don't know, maybe you're gonna like encounter like fairies in the desert. If you do, tell me about this. I don't know. I think that's what I got. Because like honestly, this is magical as boobies. So you should run with that. All right. Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna check the text.
You want to do it?
Yeah, you want to do it? All right.
Sure.
All right. So I'm gonna do a reading from Micah. Let's see. Hello, Micah.
Hello.
It's like I don't know. Oh wait, okay. There's like a lag on it, which is fascinating. It's like time travel. All right. So I'm gonna
time travel.
I do too. I wish I could do it.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like you do it every night in my sleep.
Library of Alexandria.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
It's we don't have it anymore. It got burned and we lost a lot of really cool shit.
Okay.
We assume maybe it was actually really lame. Maybe it was like grocery lists and we lost it, or it was like all the knowledge of the ancient world lost. But anyway.
Okay.
So do you have a question?
No. I'm assuming I need a question.
I mean, typically, so it's like a tarot system.
Right.
Typically, like you just, but it can be anything. Like usually, people ask her like, will so and so and I be like BFFs forever or whatever. But like you can also ask stuff like, what shirt should I wear tomorrow, or like, it could be anything, really anything. It could be stupid. It could be serious. It could be in between.
Well, now I mean, shit. Crap. I need a question. I wasn't prepared for that. Sorry, live stream people. I am unprepared for my reading.
Should we ask ChatGPT what question you should
ask?
Yes,
we should.
Okay, guys, we're gonna do this. Sorry, I'm not gonna like switch my video stream, so you're not gonna see ChatGPT, but we're gonna totally ask ChatGPT what Micah should ask. We should ask CatGPT, and then it'll just say meow meow meow.
Okay.
But we're not gonna do that. Let's see. All right, ChatGPT. La, 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 la. I don't need to try it. I've got a long-standing relationship with it. Oh, what? Oh, for heaven's sakes. All right, hold on. Sorry, logging back in again. La, la, la. Hopefully, I don't have to show any passwords. All right. Oh, wait, what? Clearly, I need another beer. Oh my gosh, guys. I mean, I love it, but it's also not. Oh no, maybe we can't ask ChatGPT.
Aspen.
Hey.
I need a question.
Yeah.
Well, I need a question.
Yeah. He needs a question.
I know you know what my question is.
You're now
No,
on the line.
ChatGPT question. We were gonna ask ChatGPT, but it's taking forever to log in.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is the question I should be asking?
No pressure. I was like,
Apparently, I didn't know that
you
either.
you could ask something dumb like, "What should I wear tomorrow?" It doesn't have to be serious. It could be like, it could be anything.
But if I'm gonna get a reading, I want to get a reading.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, does it need to be something like vague, like what does the next year of my life look like, or
You could do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
is that too vague?
No, I mean this is a really open system, so like it's hard, but it's not too hard for me. I could do it.
Okay.
Whatever. Okay. Because I'm a shitty reader, so we're gonna do.
Perfect. Perfection.
Yeah, it'll be entirely wrong, except for the worst thing that will be accurate.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank
okay.
God.
Yeah. Okay. So when we cast a chart, it'll show us kind of the overview of the thing. What was the question again? It was, what does the next year of your life look like?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to shuffle? So you can basically shuffle the cards.
You're already in it.
No, you do it.
No, go for it.
You do it. Okay. So, and then focus on your questions. So what will the next year of Micah's life look like? And then when you're ready, just press the space bar. All right. So the foreground and background colors are, oh, Corey, you're welcome. I love you. The foreground and background colors are randomized. And I don't know how familiar you are with Western esotericism, but
Not at all.
Cool. All right. So green is associated with earth and the material things, pragmatic things. Fire is associated with the will, like desire and drive. Where are we going? Blue is associated with emotions, so the feelings things.
Okay.
And then yellow, and this is a yellow, is associated with the intellect or thought or rational thinking.
Okay.
All right. So the way I tend to read things is sort of looking at the celestial realm, so the sort of spirits or higher things influencing you. You can be archetypalist or like whatever about it, symbolist, whatever. And then the lower realm is chthonic, so things like ancestors, the earth, things below you are hidden. And then this is moving forward and this is moving past. So if this is our present point right here, often we'll start working forward, but things will connect up to the past because, nothing's perfectly out of sync. So let's start with the Raven because this is in your center point looking forward. And the Raven, if you cheat and look at the little white book, it stands for premonitions, communications, liminal transgressions. But everybody has their own kind of like interpretations of things, right? So like if you have this like personal relationship where you're like, oh man, every time I see Raven, it reminds me of Grandpa or whatever, like then that's valid. Like that's the thing that's right? I see ravens, I always think about Odin and Hugin and like mythologies and Apollo, but like that's just me. So anyway, but it's this idea of like information potentially coming that's unknown at this point, but it's going to be information that will cause a shift, some sort of shift, which is like happens fucking every day. Like it's the biggest thing in the world, but like we'll just keep running with it.
I can translate that into my own world.
Yeah. So chasing down the Raven, there's kind of two directions we can go. So if I pull down this direction, which is cool because it's like a ghost raven. Anyway, this is a ghost, and the ghost can be like a literal ghost, like spooky things, but it can also be, ghost is one of the ones I have a hard time with. Like it can be this idea of like being unable to affect change in the material world, and the fact that the ghost is green, which is again earth and material and pragmatic things, that does seem to like sort of anchor that in. So I think since this is the present and looking down sort of thonically, there is this suggestion that there's things on a practical pragmatic level in your life right at this moment that you're trying to affect change to, and you're just like not able to get that kind of like finger hold or traction into it. And the fact that this is connecting up to a slight future thing suggests that there's some other information coming in from this kind of sideways a little bit. This is also red against it's red against a yellow background. I know I got to work on the colors in this, and that's suggesting that there's this like real force to it. And there's a context that's like intellectual. So when you get this information, it's going to seem very impassioned, and but there's actually going to be some like thought behind it too. So just assess it when you get that with that. if I keep going forward and connect the rave in this way, there's a bicycle, which I love. The bicycle is, obviously like man-powered or human-powered transportation, but it's also the journey itself. So it's mobility and progress, sustainability, connection. It's this idea of travel that's very, very grounded in your immediate community and immediate spheres that you can get to very easily. So that travel could be literal. It could be just maybe something's happening in Charlotte. Again, it's yellow on yellow, so there's a lot of thought into this, and it's very cerebral. Maybe these are business plans that end up being local. Or it could be doing travel locally in order to facilitate something bigger later on. But it terminates down at the bottom. And the bottom, this is thonic far in the future. So wherever this is going to start, it might not actualize until pretty much further on. And the fact that it is very, very far down in the sort of ancestors, the roots, it might not even be local to Charlotte. Like it might even be local to like your hometowns and stuff like that. So, but there's this implication that it's like maybe it connects back to ancestors, and obviously ancestors of music is like a huge thing. Sorry, I know this guy. He does things. I mean, it might be like historic music. I'm not sure. Like, I keep thinking like, obviously folk music or bluegrass. Obviously, that's something you already have a lot of anchors in. It suggests that like there's going to be like that's going to get like really deep in some way. But there's a thought process behind it, right? It's non-emotive, and it's funny because this is like starting here. It's just like super forward moving. If we chase this out to the past, just to see what you're looking at immediately behind you, it's the stag. And the stag is, again, grounded in earth, and then in this sort of emotional background. So there's this sort of suggestion of, so the stag is a lot of things. It's male sexuality, right? It's like royalty and sovereignty. It's the forest. And again, like especially being in the Southeast, like deer can mean different things for people, like really concretely, like, oh yeah, there's that time I told him my car. That's a thing. So whatever reading you have of the deer.
One jumped over my car and bounced off the windshield when I was growing up. So yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, right. There you go. That's pretty pragmatic. Yeah. Anyway, this is like connecting really, really far into the future. It's like going off the chart. But it's also very high up, which suggests that there's, and the fact that the background is emotional. I don't know, you might want to mine into that if there's things about that like affect your emotional existence in some way. That might creep back up in the future over the next year somehow. So or you're going to have another, just drive safe. Micah.
Do travel a lot, yeah.
Yeah, you do travel a lot. Yeah, yes. Drive safe.
Yes.
And then moving upwards, we have the cauldron against a green background. So the cauldron is fire. It's like will. It's the drive and desire to do things. The cauldron is like the space where you concoct things and you make things. And so the fact that it's a fiery thing and that it's reaching up, it suggests that like you're going to get inspired by, or you're already maybe experiencing like the hints of some inspiration to do something. The fact that it's upside down, maybe you're like, and it's like going to fall on the ghost right here. Like maybe you're like, I don't know about this, but it keeps cooking far in the future. It's right over that stag too, which is interesting. I'm not getting anything on how to read that just yet, but like, but I would say like maybe chase that because the fact that it is sort of this, upper level sort of inspiration based thing, and just knowing your work, whatever that thing is that you're sort of thinking about, and maybe there's a tension between that and whatever this blockage is. Fucking follow the thing, So because like this tension is going to take care of itself with this other thing that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, and this is the thing, like, so if we're looking out at a year, like this whole spectrum could be like the next, 3 months, and then this could be another 3 months, and then this is the last 3 months. So like it could be that time frame, or it can be compressed. So, yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
That was a fun one.
Aw.
Big crunchy sound.
Let's see.
You're up.
Micah makes amazing. Oh, I keep talking on my phone. Micah makes these amazing music productions, and I'm just so glad that he's with one of our good friends and that he's in Charlotte. So.
Well, thanks. Me too.
Oh yeah, Krista. I'm another amazing magical lady. Oh. I'm just gonna sing at you for this whole reading. What question do you have? Oh wait, I'll quit out of this and restart. So we have a brand new thing. So, what question do you have?
Well, okay, my question might be ambiguous, and you might tell me I'm full of bullshit on that.
No, but it's good practice for me.
Okay, so I feel like I have so many questions right now after some stuff going on with Forrest.
Oh yeah.
And my own self as a mom.
Yeah.
That my question is, what questions should I have?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I guess. I guess I'm a little bit miffed by. I haven't figured out my balance with taking care and letting go. I don't trust the universe with my most precious people. So that's hard.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to get to a place. Because of that lack of trust, I over-focus on them. Yeah. So, even just coming out tonight, I'm focusing on something else. Yeah. But here I am. You asked me the question, and I'm right there again.
Yeah. No, and it's almost like it's two different things too, because there's the whole. I mean, the lack of faith in the universe thing. I get that. I've just coming out of a pretty dark night of the soul with that shit, and I think there's a juncture where you have to realize that, trusting in the universe or in spirits or whatever is actually, it's kind of moo, it's sort of, it's more how do we just trust ourselves to be okay with our own mistakes, you know? Yeah. And just trust ourselves that we'll learn, But then the other thing about what do I not know that I don't know? That whole thing.
What could help me be a better, just mostly better for other people, but maybe being better for other people is being better for myself.
Yeah. But that's a question too. How do you put on your oxygen mask first?
Yeah. But it's like a question with the flower, it has the center, and then it just goes into all these other questions. But you're right. I'm sure it all comes down to I'm over-focused on my son. And so how do I? How do I let go of that in a way that's healthy for him and for me?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. There we go. So. You get a peek at the chart, and then you shuffle it with the moon, and then when you're ready, you press the space bar. So focus on your question.
And did you make this, my love?
It was made by Trey Henry, who's an amazing magician and software engineer, and then I did the art for it, and we talked about some of the mechanic things of it, but it's an amazing project.
I really love the line quality and the monochromatic stuff around it, and then this on the center.
And so it's truly digitally native because the colors randomize. The elemental colors randomize for the foreground and the background colors. So even though the icons are the same, you might have a earth coyote or you might have a fire coyote. Wait, what was the question again? Say it one more time.
Okay, so should I move it while I'm saying it again?
Yeah.
How do I transition into this time as Forrest's mother to be a better person, a better mother for him, but also for myself and Keith? Notice how I knocked all those guys out of the center when I said that.
Yeah.
You would come back to sit in a chair.
Cool. All right. So this is a good one, I think, to start in the center, because you're asking a question about how to accomplish something really broadly, And this is going to dip into the past, it's going to dip into the future, it's going to dip into the celestial realm, it's going to dip into the chthonic. So we'll just start in the middle and then work our way outwards. So
There's a lot of cards to read.
Yeah. So
that's kind of complicated for the reader.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's funny because it's digital, so it happens all very fast, but it lends itself to really slow contemplative reading. So
that's really
nice. I can take a photo of this too and you can send it to you.
I would love that.
Yeah. So it lends itself to really like thinking about it slowly over time. So let's just start in the past, in the middle, and we'll just work our way out. So the first one here is like a singular person. And there's a little white book. Oh wait, actually, in this case, let's do something. This looks like a pretty even split, but if you don't have anything selected, it'll tell you about the percentages. So it's low on emotion in the foreground, actually, which is interesting because I know you.
I know.
and it's high on air intellect in the background. So just right off the bat, like to thinking about balances and things, I mean, maybe it's actually a matter of like
letting more water.
Yeah, like actually trusting your emotional self, because I know you're such like your emotional life is so rich, like just because I know you, and I think, and you're so freaking ridiculously smart, like maybe allowing yourself to make those intuitive decisions more
instead of
fighting it.
So I think my fear. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's nice.
That's thing. So anyway, a singular person. If we cheat and look at the little white book, it's like a specific individual and a specific human. I'm going to guess that this is. I'm actually going to say that it's probably not Forrest. You have a complex family
history.
Even though
it looks like he fell out of a tree.
It does. It might be Forrest, but it might actually be somebody else, because this is facing towards the past, and it makes me think that like there's a lot of people in your life that could be. I'll let you think on that, but like that's it's grounded in earth. It's material, which suggests an ancestor, and it's also very emotional. It's grounded in this, or the person is earth, but the background, the context is emotional. And then looking upwards, which is interesting, right next to it, which you don't see that often, that sort of pairing like that, is the sack, which makes me giggle as a 14-year-old boy. But it's
secret surprises and hidden things. Okay.
Also shopping. But I always think about it as like a sack of money potentially, or it might be a sack of puppies. But like there's a
sack of something good.
I always think about it as a sack of something good, and it's grounded in the material. It's connected to the celestial realm, and it's right next to this person there. So this does make me think again about your family ancestry, and maybe people you've lost, rather than necessarily Forrest specifically, or other people in your life right now, or Keith. Looking down, we have the cup, which is emotional, and so it's like doubly emotional, right? And double water, and then you have this earth context to it, which is interesting. There's like a lot of earth like centered in this, which, knowing you and your art, like makes so much sense. But it's terminating off far to the future. So this is like the future, like beyond whatever time frame we're looking at. We really didn't designate a time frame. So I'm guessing with teenage boys, it feels like 3 months. Like there's a lot of time. So like
there's
maybe
a lot of metamorphosis in 3 months.
Right, exactly. So that's my impulse on that. But this is something stretching off past that into the future. And like, the cup is this sort of like emotional wellspring. If you think about the traditional tarot and the fairy hand coming out of the clouds holding the cup, and then the dove and like the drops, like there's such a gift, and it's just
the grail.
Like the grail, yeah. And it's this thing that you pursue and you seek for. But the implication in the story is that it's always with you. You don't need to look for it outside of yourself. It's always in yourself. But
even literally.
Literally. Yeah. Moms.
Yeah.
I know. But it sounds like this is something maybe you're struggling with right now at this instant, and that it's going to circle back around sometime in the distant future.
Okay.
So that idea of thinking about that emotional grounding in yourself, right now, like dig into that, because that's something that's going to come back. And then looking forward, which again connects to the past, which is really interesting. Like a lot of this is connecting back to your past, is the scales. And so these are, again, earth, which is super fascinating, grounded in this drive and will for fire. So like this suggests to me that like you're trying to do right. Like you're trying to make the right judgment calls. You're trying to be balanced, scales, justice. Oh my God, bless your heart. Best husband ever. Because I need more drinks. So yeah, this is, what you were talking about before about trying to do right by Forrest and trying to do right by Keith, and like, how do you nurture yourself in order to care for these other people and do right by everybody? That's scales. You're trying to balance. It's all, and the struggle.
It's always
for
a little
balance.
out of balance trying to get balance. It's
Because
like the plateau is never exact.
Exactly. It's always going to be, it's like throwing a ball in the air. There's that instant when it's like hovering. And then it comes down, always. And like, it's just like, how small can you make that increment of time? But the thing about this that's significant that I think is worth chewing on is that it circles right back to your distant past. So it's like going off the chart to the distant past. So, and that combined with these two figures up here, I don't like talking about shadow work because that means so many different things to different people, but like there is this idea of maybe there's things in your past that are still like, there's things in all of our lives we'll always be unpacking.
Looked through.
Yeah, but like, and it's not necessarily that they ever get resolved. Like, I don't know that's always possible.
But maybe they just need to be visited.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
Yeah. And the fact that this one is chthonic and really down low and off the side makes me suggest that this is families, ancestors, maybe even ancestors before that you haven't known potentially, and trickling forward. So things that are just really remarkable to me about this is, again, like so much earth, which again makes a lot of sense to me about you. But like when I think about you as a person, like you're always like so fiery and passionate and emotional and like this really beautiful, rich way.
Thanks.
That then you actualize that through your intellect and then literally through the earth. Like I love, like it's one of my things about you.
The
that I
earth
think,
is a powerful thing.
Yeah.
It kind of saves me all the time.
Yeah.
It has such a big,
And it's all over this. I love that. I'm like, Mosaic, nailing it. But also, there's this really even split between this like really high celestial realm and this really low chthonic realm. And they're all pushing off the charts in both directions. So not so much in the future, which just suggests that like you can craft that future for yourself. Like it's going to look like how you want it to look.
To be.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could chase these out and start looking for pairs and matches and things. But like with a chart like this, I can tell like this will like the whole thing is going to light up eventually. And oops, I didn't mean to grab that guy. Wait, where did I meant to go this way. Yeah, like you can connect these things up for freaking ever, and like it's just the whole thing's gonna light up. But
so all the connected ones light up.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like if I grab the boom logo, it's gonna connect up to the other boom logo, which is gonna connect up to the flowers. Yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
I think I don't know. If you're not seeing a therapist now, it might be worth like going back and be like, let's dig into the past again.
I started going back.
Oh yeah,
I'm already
me too.
back. Yeah, and then I'm gonna go back to probably more than one. Actually, I think I need a lot of.
Yeah. No, but that's actually good. And maybe it's like already keying into some things that are happening there. So
Yeah. No, I think I need to clean up or just something from the past to help with the balance a little more.
Yeah, I think.
But I love what you said about emotions and being more present in them and just being okay with that.
It could be that these things, notice they also triangulate in this way. Sorry, I'm like touching the screen over here. That maybe these things are going to become this confluence into this sort of balance of a grounded emotional state. Like you can be emotional, be comfortable in your emotions, and making decisions that are based on emotion rather than intellect, and just trusting that it's grounded in your natural groundedness. You
So
know?
trusting myself.
Yeah.
Not maybe the rest of you. That's kind of how we
Yeah,
started. the whole
yeah. Not
conversation.
judging yourself so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, which I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is very nice. I like
Aw.
this.
Here, wait. I'm gonna take a picture of my screen so I can send it to you. Wait, I'll send you the full. Oh gosh, can I do this? Thanks, Amy. We're gonna get kicked out really soon, I think, because I was supposed to end at 9:15. They shut down the whole Camp North End. I'll turn my camera around so you guys can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we stop? Okay.
All right.
I mean, is that what that means? Yes.
Oh no. I was just checking because Amy had to get off the phone. I was like, Amy, you would love Amy Hale. Oh my God.
Oh, so I'll try to come to. Are we still streaming?
Yeah, but we can talk.
I'll try to come to the.
Wait.
I did this salon that you're doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
yeah.
been able to go.
No, I'll
Is it
say
too
it. I
late
haven't
to just
called
show
salon.
up?
No. Yeah, just show up.
I mean, have you guys been going for so long that it would
No,
really...
because we only meet once a month, and then we and so we're only on the Lovers, so you can tell how far we are. Yeah, we only meet once a month, and it's sort of like there's never like a perfect night or time, and everybody's spread all over Charlotte, so like that's like Petty Thieves is kind of the most central for most people.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But like for some folks in South Charlotte, it's really hard to get to, but it's like
it's not, it's usually we're out of town or something. I mean, we're
Yeah.
just- yeah.
No.
But I would like to
like
get
you just
there.
show up anytime.
Okay.
Like you just literally show up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
And
do
like sometimes it's just like me and like 2 other people. Sometimes there's like 5 people. It's different every time. Like there's still
Because
folks
you were
who are-
mentioning this. In
in that group
Okay.
chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's actually like 2 new people who I'm gonna add to the list. Who I just like randomly like found out like, oh, they do things.
Nice.
Like, and I was like, oh my God, I've known you for like 10 years. I had no
And
idea.
you didn't know. I know.
I know.
I kind of like those things, like to find that out.
Yeah,
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. So it's just like that's why I don't advertise it on the internet. It's just more fun
To just
figure it
Yeah,
out.
you're right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, if there's like a time, like if there's somebody you know who's a practitioner or something,
Yeah.
you can feel free to bring it. So
Some of my friends that are practitioners, everybody's just so.
gossiping about practitioners in
Yeah,
Charlotte now.
they're kind of into their own practice.
Yeah,
How about that?
no. Actually, the thing I really like is that it's a real diversity of practices. So, like, so there is like a certain amount of like checking the ego at the door, but also like figuring out like how much are you comfortable sharing about your practice, and like so there's a leap of faith, but it's a diverse enough group of practices that it's like it's felt really good. Like it's
And
like
people
people
are
are just
very
sharing.
accepting,
Yeah,
okay.
and there's lots of different levels of experience. Like some people have been doing shit for 20 years, and some people are just getting started, and it's like it's all good.
Okay.
You know. So.
Oh, I'll come in.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
good. So do you have to close this up now?
Yeah, I
Oh.
probably should.
Then you can hang out with us.
Yeah,
after?
and then yes, exactly. All right. YouTube live stream. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, all the people I love. Thank you for not being. Thank you for making me not alone on the interwebs. And also to my physical friends in Charlotte, North Carolina, who showed up and asked me questions, and like the random strangers who asked me questions too, because like that was fascinating. That's it. I'm gonna like quit out of Mosaic and figure out how I stopped the live stream without breaking the internet. Oh, did I already break the internet? Possibly.